Do you believe in God? And if so, what kind of God exactly? The Christ who is above all? The God blessed forever? For by him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible? All things were made through him and for him. But if he created everything, then he also created evil. And if he didn't create evil, he still sees the evil that exists on this earth and knows about it perfectly well. So why doesn't he do anything about it? Friends, today we are standing right in the heart of the Vatican, a tiny sovereign state right in the middle of Rome. This place is simultaneously the holiest and perhaps the darkest corner of Europe. The Vatican is a microscopic country with an area of only 0.44 square kilometers and a population of fewer than 1,000 people. And today we are going to talk about one of its own citizens, a girl who disappeared without a trace and whose case forever changed the history of this mysterious place.
Before we dive deeper into this chilling story, if you're new here or enjoy deep, well-researched mysteries, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, give this video a like, and share it with your friends. The more people see this story, the higher the chance that the truth about Emanuela might finally come out. Let's begin. Her name was Emanuela Orlandi. On January 14, 1968, a completely ordinary girl was born inside the walls of the Vatican. She was the fourth of 5 children in the Orlandi family. Her father, Ercole Orlandi, worked in the prefecture of the papal household. He served the Holy See directly. That is why the entire family lived on Vatican territory and held the extremely rare Vatican citizenship. Getting this citizenship is almost impossible. It is not passed on by blood. Even being born on Vatican soil does not automatically grant it. It is given only for special service to the Church.
Emanuela was a cheerful, lively, and sociable 15-year-old teenager. She studied at a classical high school in Rome and attended music school near Piazza Navona. She played the flute and piano beautifully and sang in the church choir. It was a normal, happy teenage life, until one hot summer day in 1983 changed everything. It was June 22, 1983. The day was extremely hot. Emanuela was running late for her flute lesson. She asked her older brother Pietro to drive her, but he refused. He was simply too lazy because of the heat. Many years later, Pietro would say with deep regret, "I've gone over it so many times in my head. If only I had taken her, maybe none of this would have happened." Emanuela got angry, slammed the door loudly, and left on foot. That was the last time her brother ever saw her. Around 6 p.m. the phone rang at home. Her older sister Federica picked up.
It was Emanuela. In an excited voice, she told her sister that on the way to school, a man in a green BMW had stopped her. A well-dressed, pleasant-looking man in his 40s got out and offered her a well-paid job, handing out advertising flyers at a fashion show for Avon Cosmetics. Emanuela asked her sister what she should do. Federica advised her to discuss it with their parents first. At the end of the conversation, Emanuela said, "At 7 o'clock, I'll meet up with Christina on the Bridge of Angels and we'll come home together." Christina waited on the bridge from 7 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. Her sister never showed up. She went home alone, thinking Emanuela must already be there, but she wasn't. By 9:30 p.m., the whole family was seriously worried. Their father immediately went to the police, but they told him it was still too early. Such disappearances usually resolve themselves within a few hours. The family called every hospital in Rome. Nothing. At midnight, the gates of the Vatican closed. The family split up. Some searched inside the Vatican, while older brother Mario wandered the streets of Rome all night.
The next day, June 23rd, Emanuela still had not appeared. The family printed posters with her photo and put them up all over the city. A Vatican citizen had disappeared. For the first time in many years, the entire city of Rome was talking only about this case. And then the phone calls began. First came a man who called himself Pier Luigi. He provided details that only someone very close to the family could know. He claimed he had seen a girl very similar to Emanuela on Campo de' Fiori. She introduced herself as Barbarella.
Barbarella si chiama Barbara e vuol vendere dei profumi a una tirata di moda.
Said she had run away from home and was selling Avon Cosmetics. Then came calls from people claiming to be terrorists. They demanded the release of the Turkish gunman Mehmet Ali Aka. the same man who had shot Pope John Paul II in St. Peter's Square on May 13, 1981. In exchange, they promised to return Emanuela. Audio cassettes started arriving. On one of them, there was supposedly Emanuela's voice.
On another, the terrifying moans of a girl in pain. Later, forensic experts determined that the moaning sounds had been taken from an ordinary pornographic film. There were also mysterious photographs that supposedly showed Emanuela in captivity. Many contradictory testimonies appeared. The case became more and more confusing. And here the real darkness begins. There are several main versions of what happened to Emanuela Orlandi. The first version is political and international. The kidnapping was organized by the Turkish Grey Wolves terrorist group to put pressure on the Pope and secure the release of Akka. Pope John Paul II himself made a public appeal during the Angelus prayer on July 3, 1983, asking for the girl's release. This version received worldwide attention. The second version is mafia-related. Italian organized crime, most likely the Banda della Maliana, kidnapped the girl to recover huge sums of money that the Vatican had allegedly lost in the Banco Ambrosiano scandal. This bank collapsed in 1982 with debts of over $1 billion. Its president, Roberto Calvi, was found hanged under Blackfriars Bridge in London. There are strong suspicions that the Vatican Bank, ACOR, was deeply involved in money laundering for the mafia. The third version involves Soviet intelligence. The KGB allegedly wanted to weaken the influence of Pope John Paul II, who actively supported the Polish Solidarity movement. This theory suggests the operation was meant to create political pressure on the Vatican. The fourth and darkest version is internal. Emanuela may have become a victim of sexual abuse by high-ranking figures inside the Vatican. To cover up the scandal, she was silenced forever. This version is supported by many who point to the long history of the Catholic Church hiding sexual abuse cases. Over the decades, investigators opened tombs in Vatican cemeteries, searched crypts, and followed anonymous tips, including one that said, "Look where the angel is pointing." In 2019, 2 tombs were opened based on such clues, but nothing was found. In 2022, a Netflix documentary, Vatican Girl, brought the case back into the spotlight and added even more theories. The Vatican remains a place where for centuries power and faith have walked hand in hand with blood, intrigue, and secrets. Behind its thick ancient walls and in its secret archives, truths are hidden that the world may never fully learn. More than 40 years have passed. Emanuela Orlandi has still not been found. Her brother Pietro continues to fight for the truth to this day, and is convinced that the Vatican knows far more than it has ever admitted. Their mother still lives in the same apartment inside the Vatican, waiting for answers that never come. This is truly one of the darkest, most terrifying, and most complicated mysteries in the entire history of the Vatican.
If you found this story powerful and want more deep investigations like this, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and share this video with your friends. Your support helps bring attention to cases that official institutions prefer to keep quiet. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Stay curious, stay safe, and remember, sometimes the scariest truths are hidden in the most sacred places. See you in the next video. Take care.